This is also a war on our energy. It's a war on our economy.
Even with no tumble dryer, no dishwasher, and rationing use, energy at her home near Stratford-upon-Avon costs more than the rent, and a further increase is terrifying.
The only gas Wilma Marais still uses is for the tea lights, used for her improvised stove. The terracotta pots retain heat, which helps keep her a little warmer as the colder weather approaches.
It's a war on our values.
An internal communication guideline which had suggested to staff at the European Commission not to use the word Christmas.
It is a war on our future.
Thank you very much, Klaus.
Ja, ein bisschen Angst habe ich schon. Ich fange jetzt auch an und spare schon ein bisschen Gas, wo ich nicht brauche, warm Wasser. Aber wissen Sie, wenn man sich zu verrückt macht, da hat man ja kein Leben mehr. Und ich vertraue der Politik, die werden das schon richten.
Profits are okay, they are good. But in these times, it is wrong to receive extraordinary record revenues and profits benefiting from war and on the back of our consumers. In these times, profits must be shared and channeled to those who need it most. We all know that our sanctions are deeply grinding into the Russian economy with a heavy negative impact.
Russia's ruble is in fact the world's best performing currency this year despite the sanctions.
The Russian ruble is actually higher now against the dollar than it was before the invasion.
Our sanctions are deeply grinding into the Russian economy.
European stocks dropped at the start of the week, and the euro has been trading at its lowest value against the dollar for 2 decades.
Another month and another record inflation number. Prices in the Eurozone rose by 10% in the 12 months to September.
The expensive gas comes into the market. So what we have to do is flatten the curve and avoid the peak demands. We will propose a mandatory target for reducing electricity use at peak hours, and we will work very closely with the member states to achieve this.
Some of Europe's biggest banks are preparing for a winter of potential power cuts. A number have prepared backup generators, and they got set to dim the lights at work so that online banking and ATMs don't go dark. JP Morgan employs thousands in London and Frankfurt. A source told Reuters it had practiced power outage simulations.
Germany's public buildings are to become cooler and streets darker this winter under energy-saving measures approved by the cabinet as part of efforts to protect the nation's gas reserves and reduce its dependency on Russian gas.
Reliance on a single foreign supplier can leave a nation vulnerable to extortion and intimidation. Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. That is why we congratulate European states such as Poland for leading the construction of a Baltic pipeline so that nations are not dependent on Russia to meet their energy needs. We are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers.